So I kind of couldn't believe it in the book. You let the cat out of the bag. You're actually a Mossad agent.
Oh, you are the first person on my media tour to actually either have read that far into the book or to mention it. I thought it would be the top story in every show.
I mean, this is serious. This is serious stuff, and most people, they're not as candid about this stuff.
I thought that maybe I had extended this the statute of limitation, that they won't come after me at this point. Do you want me to tell that story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So that actually is something that I discuss in the chapter on play, the importance of living your life with a playful mindset. Now you might say, how does the Mossad fit with play? Well, so when I was about 18 years old, I had a cousin who had come from Israel, who said, hey, I have a friend of mine who would like to meet you, to chat with you. I'm thinking, for what purpose? So, he'll talk to you. So I meet this gentleman. He says, oh, there are some guys who would like to meet you and see if you're interested in working with them. And so I meet these gentlemen who don't introduce themselves as being Mossad agents or whatever. They say, "Oh, we're interested in checking the quality of our security in various environments. Would you be interested in being the person who does some of these tests for us?" I said, "Okay, tell me more." So the first mission that I went on was I was asked to go to an El Al office in downtown Montreal, walk in there. Everything was scripted. They told me exactly what to do. Walk in with a bag, ask some questions, then take the bag, leave it there, and end up leaving without taking the
Did
bag.
you actually look in the bag before
I
you
did not
dropped
look
it?
in the bag. I'd like
Very
to think that
trusting of you.
there weren't any bombs, and so I did that. And then a security person came. Oh, you forgot your bag, and so on. So the test was done successfully. I don't remember exactly how long after. A couple of weeks later, they asked to meet me again. They said, we have a more challenging mission for you. You are now a student at, I think it was University of Montreal. It's a fake story that they're asking me to play a role. You're working on a paper, whatever, Israeli-Palestinian conflict. You'd like to interview the Israeli consul in Montreal. And what we're going to do is in your glove, Montreal is a very cold place. In your gloves, there's going to be a fake gun. And the idea is to then see if they catch. Now, this one was a lot more elaborate in that there were multiple layers of security. And in the final layer, if I can get through all of the different things, there would be a very detailed pat down. And I remember telling them, but what if he finds the gun, the fake gun? I said, don't worry, we're behind this. Like, it's secure. And so I go through all the stages. The guy, and I noticed that he's getting stressed. They ask him to stop. Now they're very happy because they're, in a sense, I don't have confirmation of this, but I think it was two tests that were happening. Test one is literally the security. Test two is this guy, someone that is worthy to keep working with him. Because, and again, I'm speculating here, but I think it's on solid ground. I'm kind of the dream of the Mossad and associated agencies, because I'm the Lebanese Jew who's a perfect Arabic speaker who left Lebanon. The most famous case in the Israeli spy game is someone named Eli Cohen, who was executed by the Syrians, having infiltrated the highest ranks of Syrian society, who, because he was a perfect Arabic speaker, was able to infiltrate the high society of Syria. And so I can't know for sure that that's where I was heading, but it certainly seemed as though they were testing me. And then there was a third mission, which apparently I was told I shouldn't speak too much about it based on the legal review of my book from my publisher, but where I was going to go on a third mission that kind of raised the stakes of what I was being tested on. And as I tell in the book, what ended it is something that the Mossad is apparently very afraid of, and that's the angry Jewish mother. And so apparently my mother found out, and the only way that she could have found out, by the way, because I never told anybody. I didn't even tell anybody these stories for something like 25 years after the fact. It might have well been my now wife who first, maybe I was trying to impress her when we were going out on our first courtship dating. And so I think it must have been my cousin who would have told her, because there's no other way that there would have been a leak, that must have said, oh, you know, Gad is doing really well. He's working well with these guys, whatever. And then she ended up saying, you know, this has to end. She was going to blow it in the open. These guys don't really like to have a lot of attention. And so that was the end of my Israeli spy game career.